Let's get you a roadmap to making your first $10,000 per month. In this video, I'm going to share with you a 3-point checklist you can follow to get clients and get that first block of capital coming in. This is the HP3 show. High performance, high profit, and high purpose is what we're here for. My name is Tim Francis. I'm a varsity athlete turned intellectual athlete. I've been an entrepreneur for over 15 years. I've made millions, and I've also been so close to losing it all so many times I've lost count. I'll always remember I was staring at the ceiling like 15 years ago when I was very early in my entrepreneur journey, and I just lost $250,000, which in today money would be like $325,000 in the real estate crash. I'd spent thousands upon thousands upon $1,000s on courses to learn how to be a successful and wealthy real estate investor. And here I just lost absolutely everything that I had, plus I lost a bunch of investor money. On top of that, I'd failed as a touring drummer. My band broke up right before going on stage at the Western Canadian Music Awards, so that opportunity was gone. And I, many years earlier, had actually failed at having a painting company as well. I hated that job with a passion. And I swear I would never, ever go back to painting houses as long as I lived because I just hated it so badly. But there I was, laying in bed with no way to get out of this deep, dark hole that I was in. It was a very, very totally humiliating time. And around that time, I saw a quote that said, the name of the game is to stay in the game until you win the game. And that's from Dr. Glenn Livingston. I'll say it once more. The name of the game is to stay in the game long enough until you win the game. And I knew that I could no longer have visions of grandeur that, oh, well, I'm just going to become a multimillionaire in real estate. I'm just going to be super rich and famous. This is going to be great. I had to let that go. I had to surrender the process. And every entrepreneur I know has not just one moment of surrender, but multiple moments of surrender. In my life, I've had no fewer than 5 serious moments of surrender on my entrepreneur journey where I was like, I'm going to have to do something that I was not wanting to do or not willing to do. And I'm just going to have to do it because if the baby's crying in the middle of the night, you don't say that's not my zone of genius. You get up and you go take care of the baby. And that is life as an entrepreneur. Sometimes you just got to show up. So despite the fact I despise painting and I swore I would never do it again, I found myself 9 years after I failed with my painting company saying, okay, I know how to paint. I don't have any time. I have no money left. I must just make some money to put gas in my car today and to hopefully pay for my mortgage at the end of the month. So off I went and I started painting houses for school teachers. My mom is a school teacher and she offered to put the word out to her fellow teachers. Now, one thing teachers love is a good deal, and I was ready to give them the deal of a lifetime. When I would meet with a homeowner, a teacher, I would say to them, I'm going to give you the cleanest paint job, the quietest paint job, the best paint job, and I'm going to give you the deal of a lifetime. Instead of it being $40 an hour, I'll charge you just $25 an hour. Their eyes lit up. They loved it. High quality and a great price. I said, there's one catch. They said, okay, what's the catch? And I said, you got to let me paint anytime I want, day or night. They're like, okay, no problem. Now, honestly, I think they thought that I'd be painting from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. No. I painted from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., right through the dead of night. I'd put headphones in and I'd listen to books on marketing and selling. I would listen to podcasts. I'd listen to the audio track of webinars, anything I could do to just pump my head with as much education as possible and learn as quickly as possible. At about 6 a.m., I'd head home. I'd sleep for a few hours. I'd wake up in time and I'd go networking about my new marketing company. I would shake hands. I would go to every BNI event, every meetup.com event, anywhere where there were entrepreneurs, I would go. And I would go whether it was lunchtime, afternoon, or evening. It did not matter. I met more real estate agents, insurance professionals, and mortgage brokers than any human should. At the lower levels of networking, those events are loaded with those kinds of entrepreneurs. But I would go because it's just what had to happen. Now, I started a marketing company because it dawned on me that it would be really great to actually get paid to learn. And instead of trying to figure things out and raise more money, which I felt demoralized from doing in the first place, I said, why don't I just find people who already have a business and they're already successful and they already have money, and why don't I go learn a skill that they might like? And that's what I did. So while I was painting houses to kind of just get by, I would go and learn about Google AdWords. And then my dad owned a trucking school. And I'd say, Dad, you don't have to pay me anything, but just let me practice. Would you give me $400 a month of ad spend? He would say yes. I would go get some success. My confidence would get a little bit bigger. Then I'd say, okay, what other skills do I have and who else can I go to? And I'd come from the world of real estate investing. So there was a woman who was buying apartment buildings, and I said to her, I know about video marketing. Can we get together and I'm going to shoot some videos for you, which you can use on your website. You can send it out to people. How's it sound? She said, yeah. And that time I actually charged her a couple $100 for that. So bit by bit, I would take one skill that I had. I would see an opportunity for it with someone who already had money. I would pitch it to them, oftentimes in a very low commitment kind of way, like, hey, we'll just try 3 videos or we'll just try 1 month of Google AdWords. People would pay me. And then from there, that would build my confidence a little bit more. I highly recommend you take that approach. And specifically, the 3-part plan is make a quick list of what it is you already know how to do without having to learn a single damn thing. Secondly, who's someone who can pay you? Number 3, take a specific skill and make a specific offer. Don't just say, I can help you with whatever. No. That's very difficult to deal with. Specific skill, specific offer. You'd be amazed how many people say, sure, I'll give it a shot. Now, here is a pro tip. If you are, let's say, into internet marketing, don't go and network at internet marketing events because everyone there already knows what you know. It's a waste of time. If you want to go to because there's a great speaker, you might learn something, that's fine, but don't think you're going to get any clients from there. Especially in the beginning, you're like someone with only one eye. You're not the strongest person in the room. And if you're in a room with a bunch of experts, you're never going to get any clients. So if you've got only one eye, what room do you want to be in? You want to be in a room of blind people because that way you can see more than they can. One of the best things I ever did is I took my ever-growing skills in internet marketing and I went to a real estate investing club and series of events. And in that room, they knew nothing about building websites or email marketing or anything like that. And so I was a total stud and it totally worked. Not only in, there was a kind of a big expensive club I was a part of, but I also went to other smaller real estate investing clubs as well. And it really, really, really worked. Something that I could not sell for the life of me in a marketing room, I was getting paid very nicely and very quickly. And I was making a real difference for these people, which is really, really inspiring too. So in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Go find the land of the blind and bring your skills. Now, one other quick item I'll share is when you're in this season of life and you're just trying to scratch out those first $10,000 a month, you got to avoid distractions as much as possible. If there's people in your life who are distracting or exhausting or they're full of drama, tell them that you love them and you just need to kind of go into the lab for the next 3 months or 6 months. Get away from drinking, get away from any kind of substance or intoxicants. We need you focused. You're a high-performance athlete. It's the Super Bowl. It's the Olympics for you right now. Do good by your body and keep all the distractions away. Cancel the Netflix account. Cancel anything that costs you money that does not help you build your skills and get better ASAP. I will say that being an entrepreneur is one of the best personal growth experiences of my entire life. I sincerely, sincerely hope that you can take the roadmap that I've given you here and you can go get paid to learn while you build your skills until such time as you have the money, you've got the time, and you've got the skills to then be able to, say, do your own thing, or heck, maybe you want to keep going with some kind of a marketing agency or something like that. Entrepreneurship is an amazing journey. Do join me. I'd be delighted to have you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also produce an email newsletter once per week. It's at gohp3.com. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one.